So if you've been waiting for the housing market to give buyers a bit of a break, then this week's been quite a week. I'm Patrick Wakeman, a local mortgage and protection advisor right here in the East Midlands, and I watch the markets all week so you don't have to. Give me a follow if you want to stay in the loop. So a few people have said to me in the last few weeks they've half given up on moving, that everything felt stuck. Then the week's numbers landed, and honestly, it's about the friendliest run for buyers I've seen in a while. Start with the house prices, because for once there was loads of it. Rightmove had the asking price down 2.5% in a single month, roughly £7,000 knocked off. And that's the biggest August drop we've seen in about 8 years. The official sold price figures were calmer, up about 2% over the year, cooling gently rather than falling off a cliff. And the numbers that mattered most around here landed on Friday, the local prices. A first home on my local patch runs out about 212,000 in Leicester, 225 in Hinckley and Bosworth, with most of the area sitting below the national average. So getting on the ladder around here is more within reach than the national headlines would make it sound. And if you're looking at rates, then things have started ticking along. Nationwide pulled its lowest deal back under 4.5%. Halifax and Santander trimmed a few more, and Gen H cut their higher loan-to-value fixes for smaller deposits. Small moves though, not fireworks. And of course your fixed rate follows the swap markets, not the Bank of England, so nobody's promising it carries on. No crystal ball here, but finally in the right direction. Now inflation ticked up a touch to just under 3%, and that sounds like bad news, but it's pretty much as we expected. And most people reckon it means they hold rates again in September rather than move them. So no nasty shock there. So what does all this really mean for you? Well, if you're a first-time buyer, the sums around here work better than you think, so have a proper look. If you're moving, you've got more choice and more room to haggle than in the spring. Landlords, rents hit a fresh record and buy-to-let rates crept down. So run your numbers, and if you're on for a remortgage, then your new rate's probably still going to be higher than the one you're currently on. But you can lock something in up to 6 months early and swap it down if rates keep falling. Book it now, review it later. Do nothing and you drift onto the standard variable rate, and that's the priciest seat in the house. If any of this sounds like you, come and have a chat. No pressure, no jargon, I'll just tell you where you stand. Speak to you soon.